Jonny, thanks for joining us on talkSPORT. How excited are you to have touched down in the States and to be playing at that iconic venue?
Yeah, fantastic. It's my second time here, obviously. I was here on the first time they played in the MSG, so really excited. I'm glad to be back. You know, it's a fantastic city, isn't it? Very busy with the football on, so really looking forward to this.
How would you compare the atmosphere of darts fans in America to those you encounter, obviously on a regular basis in the UK?
Well, obviously, it's darts is new in America kind of thing. So, it's nice to see new crowds. It's nice to be involved in something that we're trying to put together across the world. And, when you go to Europe and when you're back home in the UK, we're used to that slot and the crowds. So to come out to America and, for the second time for myself, but to play in front of the crowds, the American crowds, where it's new to us and probably the game is new to them as well. So yeah, it's going to be really, really good. I'm looking, like I said, I really am looking forward to it.
Are they boisterous?
Yeah, definitely. They're loud, aren't they? The Americans, brilliant. That's what we want. If they're having a good crack, that means we're doing something right. And obviously when they're chanting and singing whatever, it gets our game up. So I think it helps us as players to play a little bit better.
And it shows how far the sport has come, that you're packing out venues such as Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? It's great for us as players. It's great for the sport itself. Dance has just become massive. So, where's it going to stop? I've only been involved in the game for 10 years on the professional level. So, I've seen a massive change. Where's this game going to stop? I hope it carries on and grows bigger, bigger and bigger.
And you must be feeling pretty confident based on what you did in the Premier League. Had a really good run there.
Yeah, 100%. I always say if there's a smile on my face, I seem to play a bit better. And I've got a massive smile on my face. So Premier League was great. I know I lost to Luke Humphries in the semi-final, but I think for the fan it was a fantastic night. So we're here and hopefully I can win this weekend.
Yeah, I was at that semi-final, and it was arguably the best night of darts that the Premier League has ever seen. And it was fine margins, wasn't it?
It was, it was chances. Obviously, if you missed the chance and your opponent took out, I think that was the story of the night. We all had chances, but one of us had to lose. And, the sad thing was there was only one winner. Obviously, he done his job right, and that's the game. You have to have a winner and you have to have a loser. So, but I enjoyed every second of it.
And how do you beat the juggernaut that is Luke Littler at this tournament?
Well, I've done it a few times in the Premier League, so I just don't remember how I done it. It's a massive. If he gives you chances, you have to take them chances. That's how good the kid is, and it's like, I've seen a lot of players in my time. And it's like, he is something special.
This is a question I asked to Stephen Bunting this morning, actually. We had him on our live studio show. Do you think Littler can go on and surpass even what Phil Taylor did in terms of all those world championships? Stephen felt the level of competition probably would stop him from doing that.
Maybe. Dance has changed so much. Phil was fantastic. The GOAT. As they all say, he was fantastic. His trophy cabinet, I don't think will ever be beaten. On Luke Littler, I don't think he's going to be in the game that long. The money that's in the game at the moment, does he need to be in the game for that amount of time? Because Phil was in it for years and years and years. Yeah. And, that's why that trophy cabinet is so big, and, it's the sport is becoming so big, sponsorship become bigger, prize money become bigger. It's down to the individual then. Does he want it that much? Phil obviously did, but I think if you looked at Phil's prize money and look at Luke Littler's prize money now, in that short amount of time probably he's catching up with Phil already.
Let's ask it a slightly different way. Luke Littler now at his pomp against Phil Taylor in his pomp. Who comes out on top?
Oh my God, that's a great question. It'd be a tough match, I can tell you that. I think Littler would take it.
Yeah?
Yeah, because nothing phases him. he never seems to be under pressure. It's amazing the way he does it. I'm sure he just clicks off and goes, I'll just hit what I want and I'm in the game. And, you know, he is fantastic. What a player. He's going to have a great future, obviously, and a great kid. So, you know, I'm honoured to be a part of the trip that he's going on. So, but I can always say I beat him twice in the Premier League.
Brilliant.